Hello, this is the Greenbrier Valley Church of the Nazarene with your daily devotion for Thursday, November the 17th. We are continuing to look at the story of Samson. Today we will be in the book of Judges, chapter 15, verses 13 through 20. Here's the word of the Lord. Agreed, they answered. We will only tie you up and hand you over to them. We will not kill you. So they bound him with 2 new ropes and led him up from the rock. As he approached Lehi, the Philistines came towards him shouting. The Spirit of the Lord came powerfully upon him. The ropes on his arms became like charred flax, and the bindings dropped from his hands. Finding a fresh jawbone of a donkey, he grabbed it and struck down 1,000 men. Then Samson said, with a donkey's jawbone I made donkeys of them. With a donkey's jawbone I have killed 1,000 men. When he finished speaking, he threw away the jawbone, and the place was called Ramoth Lehi. Because he was very thirsty, he cried out to the Lord, You have given your servant this great victory. Must I now die of thirst and fall into the hands of the uncircumcised? Then God opened up the hollow place in Lehi, and water came out of it. When Samson drank, his strength returned, and he revived. So the spring was called En-Hakkore, and it is still there in Lehi. Samson led Israel for 20 years in the day of the Philistines. And this is the word of the Lord. The article today is titled God's Power in Humans' Failures. Samson's story is a testimony to God's power working in a person wrapped in a human failure whom he calls to accomplish his purposes. Samson had been dedicated to God to begin delivering Israel from the Philistines. God did everything to help Samson accomplish that despite his constant failures. Samson could have used the power given to him by God to strengthen his nation and wipe out the Philistines. Instead, he wasted much of his life on selfish ambition and personal revenge. In the previous chapter, this caused the death of his wife, her family, and a large number of Philistines. In today's reading, Samson's boast of his own strength. I have killed 1,000 men, only to find himself totally exhausted and desperate for God's help. Interesting, when the epistle to the Hebrews lists him among the heroes of faith, it does not mention either his failures or his heroic acts of strength. It only speaks of faith, a steadfast dependence on God and his power. Samson's life is a great reminder that it is never too late to rededicate ourselves to God and his purposes. God gladly gives his power to those who seek him. Let's seek him today. The hymn is A Mighty Fortress to Our God by Martin Luther. Did we in our own strength confide, our striving would be losing. Were not the right man on our side, the man of God's own choosing. And from the book of Zephaniah, chapter 3, verses 17. The Lord your God is with you, the mighty warrior who saves. He will take great delight in you. In his love he will no longer rebuke you, but will rejoice over you with singing. And this is your daily devotion for Thursday, November the 17th. Have a blessed day.